For hockey fans, the summer months can be a little long as we anticipate the upcoming hockey season. Of course, with the OHL season, we're just a month away from the start of training camp, and then September 28th, that weekend, will be the start of the 2024-25 OHL regular season. So in the meantime, I've been doing these team history videos kind of to pass the time as we go through the summer months, and it's been random as to the teams I would do next. And today, we're looking at a historic team in the Ontario Hockey League. It's the Peterborough Petes. They joined the Ontario Hockey Association in 1956-57, and before that, they can trace their roots back to Kitchener. They were the Kitchener Canucks from 1954 to 1956, and the Kitchener Green Shirts from 1951 to 1954. So the Petes, they have the title for the oldest franchise to continuously operate in the Ontario Hockey League, which is kind of a shot at the Oshawa Generals, who are the oldest franchise. But if you remember in the history video, the Oshawa Generals, they had to take a hiatus in 1953 after their home arena burnt down. So it's quite the rivalry between Peterborough and Oshawa, and the Petes even there taking a bit of a shot at the rival team. So the Petes, they also played during the era where junior hockey teams were sponsored by NHL clubs. So for the Peterborough Petes, they operated under the Montreal Canadiens banner. So it's fascinating in the 1960s how the original 6 NHL teams would sponsor junior hockey teams to help with their talent develop and then move up to the professional ranks. So Peterborough under the Montreal banner, and Oshawa, that was the Boston Bruins. The London Knights, or Nationals as they were then known at the time, they were under the Toronto Maple Leafs banner. And then, of course, the Kitchener Rangers under the New York Rangers banner. So fascinating time, the 1960s, when it came to junior hockey. Now, the Petes, during their existence, have had some legendary head coaches. You had Scotty Bowman behind the bench, Mike Keenan, Dick Todd, and also Roger Nielsen. And for Nielsen, he was the coach that liked to push the envelope. He would find that fine line and then kind of push it to see how far he could go. In the junior hockey ranks, in a game in the 1970s, the Peterborough Petes, they were shorthanded 5-on-3. And since no more penalties could be called, that was how the rules were at the time, Roger Nielsen would send another player out on the ice for too many men. And of course, that would disrupt the flow. So the power play unit, when they had that 2-man advantage, couldn't take advantage because every time the Petes would put another player on the ice, it would result in a face-off. So the Ontario Hockey Association at the time then created a penalty as a result. It would result in a penalty shot if you were intentionally putting a player on the ice to disrupt the 5-on-3. So, of course, Roger Nielsen would adapt, and he would also have a trick up his sleeves when it came to the penalty shots, also during the 1970s. On the penalty shot, he would put a defenseman in the net instead of a goaltender. So on the penalty shot, the player that is going in on the goalie or the defender would then be attacked by the defenseman. So the defenseman would then come out of the net to disrupt the shot attempt for the opposing team. So as a result, the league then made it mandatory that a goalie must be in net for a penalty shot. So just goes to show Roger Nielsen, just his creative ways. He did that at the National Hockey League level too, but just wanted to highlight a couple of the rule changes in the Ontario Hockey Association that were the results of Roger Nielsen. Now, looking back at the top 10 scorers in franchise history, it goes back. Leading the way for Peterborough is Mike Harding. He had 144 goals, 206 assists, 350 points during his time with the Petes. Jason Daw comes in second, 169 goals, 168 assists, 337 points. Scott Tottle, 143 goals, 167 assists, 310 points as a member of the Maroon and White. Then you have Doug Evans, 102 goals, 207 assists, 309 points. Jamie Tardif comes fifth. He had 155 goals, 135 assists, 290 points. Mike Ricci, he is sixth, 130 goals, 153 assists, 283 points. Then there's Mark Tevens. He's seventh in franchise scoring, 101 goals, 177 assists, 278 points. Dan Ryder, he comes in eighth, 111 goals, 164 assists, 275 points. In ninth, scoring-wise, is Sean Evans, 44 goals, 212 assists, 256 points. And then 10th overall, Cameron Mann, 101 goals during his time with Peterborough, 152 assists, 253 points. Now, looking at the goaltenders, top 5 in wins, leading the way is Kay Whitmore. He had 93 wins during his time with the Peterborough Petes. After him, in second, is Todd Bajkun. He had 81 wins during his time with the Petes. In third, Zach Bierk. He had 72. Fourth is Andrew D'Agostini. He had 71 wins during his time with the Peterborough Petes. And then in fifth, Dylan Wells. He had 69 wins during his time with the Peterborough Petes. Now, for Peterborough, they don't retire numbers, but they honor players. This also includes head coaches. So if you go to the Peterborough Memorial Center, they'll have the banners in the rafters. The whole PMC is already a fascinating place with the square corners. They have an amazing sports hall of fame there. Definitely worth a trip to the Liftlock City. But for the honored numbers, Bob Gainey leads the way. Steve Yzerman, he played with the Peterborough Petes. There's Mickey Redmond. He ended up playing with the Detroit Red Wings, and now he's the color commentator for the Detroit Red Wing broadcast. Larry Murphy, he had quite the career in the National Hockey League. Dick Todd, he was up there for being an incredible coach with this Peterborough Petes organization. Roger Nielsen, who we already talked about, Scotty Bowman, and Colin Campbell, all honored players or honored members of this Peterborough Petes organization. Now, 152 Petes have gone on to play in the National Hockey League. And just to note, Wayne Gretzky, he also played 3 games with the Peterborough Petes in the 1976-77 season. Gretzky was a call-up for the Peterborough Petes, and it's the only team that Wayne Gretzky never scored a goal for. He registered 3 assists during his time with the Petes during his call-up. And like I said, the only team in his career where he never scored a goal. He would go on to be drafted by the Sioux Greyhounds that summer and would then play 1 year with the Greyhounds before moving on to play with Indianapolis and then, of course, the Edmonton Oilers. So just a cool little note there for the Peterborough Petes, just their connection with the great one, Wayne Gretzky. And after that, let's look at the playoff history for the Petes, because we could go way back in their playoff history, but I'm only going to go back to the year 2000. In 2000, they were eliminated in the first round by the Belleville Bulls in 5 games. 2001, another first-round exit, this time to the Toronto St. Mike's Majors. That was in 7 games. 2002, out in the first round against Ottawa, this time in 6 games. And then in 2003, a first-round exit to the Oshawa Generals in 7. So a little tough there in the start of the 2000s with trying to get into a deep playoff run. And in 2004, they would end up missing the playoffs. 2005, though, the Petes would be back into the postseason, but this time going on a bit of a run. They would get to the second round and were swept by the Ottawa 67s. In 2006, though, it was a magical season for the Peterborough Petes. They would win the OHL championship in 4 games against the London Knights. They would then go on to the Memorial Cup in Moncton and finish 4th, but still quite the run there for the Peterborough Petes in 2006. 2007, they would miss the playoffs. 2008, returned to the playoffs, but out in the first round, knocked out by the Belleville Bulls in 5 games. In 2009, a first-round exit to the Brampton Battalion. That was in 4 games. In 2010, knocked out again in the first round, this time to the Mississauga St. Mike's Majors in 4 games. But then it was real tough times here for the Petes. They would miss the playoffs in 2011, 2012, and 2013. So that one championship run in 2006, and then outside of that, it was really tough going for the Peterborough Petes to try and get a deep run at the Peterborough Memorial Center. 2014, they would return to the playoffs, second round exit to the Oshawa Generals in 4 games. Oshawa would get the better of them again in 2015, this time a first round exit in 5 games. In 2016, knocked out in the first round by the North Bay Battalion in 7 games. In 2017, though, they would go all the way to the Eastern Conference Final, where they were knocked out in 4 games by the Mississauga Steelheads. 2018, though, missed the playoffs. 2019, first round exit, this time to Oshawa in 5 games. So it's really a trend there. The Petes would make the playoffs, but wouldn't get past the first round. The deep run's pretty rare. So that's just 2 appearances in at least a conference final since 2000. Then, of course, 2020 and 2021, the playoffs will be wiped out because of the COVID. 2022, first round exit, this time in 4 to the Hamilton Bulldogs. 2023, though, a great run for them. all the way to the OHL final, and they would again defeat the London Knights, this time in 6 games. They would go to the Memorial Cup and were eliminated in the semifinal by the Seattle Thunderbirds. So 2 OHL championships in within 23 years, which is pretty good, because considering there's some teams that have yet to make it to an OHL final. So the Petes have won the championship twice, but they would then miss the playoffs in 2024. So that just goes to show this Petes team, they haven't had too many seasons where they're competitive in consecutive seasons, but they have been able to get some championships. And I think it's kind of sparked momentum as this team has kind of taken a different direction when it comes to this organization. They sold off last year. They brought in a lot of young talent. And I think this Peterborough Petes team, give them a couple of years, and maybe we'll see them push for a top spot again in the Eastern Conference. But time will tell on that front. So this Peterborough Petes team, they have won a total of 9 OHL championships, or 10 championships. That's the second most in OHL history. So their championships have come in 1959, 72, 78, 79, 80, 89, 93, 96, 2006, and 2023. So not too bad for this organization. However, they've only won the Memorial Cup once. That was in 1979. So 10 trips to the national tournament and just 1 championship to speak for, which is a little surprising when you get that many opportunities to go to the Memorial Cup and you've only got 1 to show for it, but still impressive nonetheless. So for the Peterborough Petes right now, they are waiting to hear from the city when it comes to the future of the Memorial Center. Right now, they want to look to build a brand new arena downtown. City Council, they are in the discussion phases. They've got some plans that are in place about site locations, but it would be ideal if this team could get a new facility, because the PMC, I think, might be holding this organization back. There's been rumors in the past, could the Peterborough Petes relocate? A lot of people saying, no, that's unlikely. But then when the Belleville Bulls were moved to Hamilton, I think that got some fans a little spooked in Peterborough as to whether or not this team would stay in the LifeLock City. I think the league is better when the Peterborough Petes are a competitive team, and it would be great to see them get a new facility, much like what the Sudbury Wolves are going through right now. They're preparing to move into a new arena in the next few seasons, and hopefully we'll see that as well with this Peterborough Petes team. So that's how I see it from the booth. It's a remarkable history in the city of Peterborough with the Petes, and really a team that, if you're a hockey fan in any part of Canada, you have likely heard of the Peterborough Petes one way or another. So thank you very much for tuning in. We have 1 more team history video to go, and that'll be posted probably tomorrow, but stay tuned for that. If you want to be notified, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit like, because that helps with this channel's growth. So again, thank you very much. Talk to you again soon.